Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you guys know, if you saw my last video, we just finished installing a set of ORT coilovers on the car, and holy mighty. You know what they say, if you ain't rubbing, you ain't dubbing, my friend. And luckily for us, we are sure rubbing now. Off camera, I managed to finally adjust my camber and got my rotiforms to tuck, and oh my gosh, she is tighter than a Mormon before marriage. We are tucking 245 4018 tires in the rear with a 35 offset wheel, and look at this, that is crazy. The front is also pretty low, a little bit higher, but it is actually rubbing, and that is what we're going to be solving today. Now I know I said I installed these coilovers for performance reasons, right? But I will also say I've always wanted to be a little bit of a slammed boy, and let me live my life for a little bit, okay? Just let me live. We are going to be going to Slammed Enough in October, and I did want the car to be low for that event, so that's just how it's going to be. But with being low comes the issue of clearance and wheel tire setups and all that stuff. Like I mentioned, we are rubbing in the front because we basically have zero camber. Now the coilovers do have adjustable top hats, but as you can see right here, we are unable to adjust them without actually pulling the strut down out of this housing up here. And that is not gonna fly because I don't wanna have to remove the strut every single time that I wanna adjust the camber. This cowl here also covers our dampening valve. It's basically pushing this up, making this all uneven, and it's like just not really fitting well. But luckily for us, our good friends over at CJM sent us some goodies for the car, and it's basically gonna fix all of our problems. Let's talk about this one first. This is a strut drill out guide, and how this works is we are gonna have to drop the coilovers enough to where we can put in these studs and then tighten it down from the bottom with these nuts here. And this is going to sit right here and basically widen this hole, so that way we actually have access to the adjustable camber bolts on the car. Now for the drill out part, you are gonna need a drill hole thingamadoohickey that looks like this. I will link the one that I got down below from Home Depot. The kit comes in two different sizes. It can be a 2.5 inch or a 3 inch. I got the 3 inch kit, so I got a 3 inch drill hole thingamadoohickey. Now we're gonna go over this more in just a second, but let's look at the other thing. Now I don't know the super duper technical term for these, but these are basically trim rings. Like I mentioned earlier, this adjustment knob is hitting our rain guard cowl right here. And basically these rings are going to allow us to cut out a circle here, put this on top of it so it looks nice and tidy. And then our adjustment knob is going to be free and clear of this cowl so our cowl can seat down normally. I've always been a firm believer in it's the little things that really tie everything together. And these are just two of those little things that are going to make our lives a lot easier and also just make the car's engine bay look a little bit nicer. Now we are going to install these in just a second, but I do want to go ahead and say again a huge thank you to CJM for sending these over, and if you guys want to get some for your car, the links will be down below and you can use my code Mark7John15 for 15% off because CJM kind of likes you guys. Anywho, let me break it down for y'all. Can't tell me that's not impressive, or you can just tell me it's really bad. I don't know, it just depends what you think. Pop that bad boy off. Next, grab your 18mm and loosen your front sway bar end link. Now I did kind of just jack up the car a bit to relieve some of the tension off the sway bar end link in the front here. Next, come over to your engine bay, remove this rain guard thingamadoohickey, and because I'm lazy and I don't feel like removing these wiper bolts to remove this whole cowl, I'm gonna take 2 zip ties, put them together, put it around here, and just kind of pull up on it like that to give us some more clearance. If you want to do this the right way, you should basically pop out your windshield wiper bolts so that way you can disconnect the whole cowl and basically remove it off the car. But in our case, we are not going to do it that way, and instead we're just going to go ahead and grab our 12mm socket to remove these bolts right here. And once we're done with the top, we can pretty much just lower her down like that. Now we are going to grab our strut drill out guide and remove all of the nuts. Now for this part, you are going to be you are going to want to be mindful about the order you do this in. So first set down your drill bit, then put on your kit around, bam, just like that. These teeth are a little bit wider, so you don't want to, force it in through that way, but basically do it like I just showed you. And also the skinny part is going to face towards the engine, so make sure you put it exactly like that and then drill your hole. Obviously we still have 3 nuts and we are going to go under the car, tighten them from the bottom. Post edit here, make sure you put some rags around it before you do this because I didn't and I have metal everywhere. Go ahead and attach on your drill. As you can see right here, the strut hole is now enlarged. Now this is definitely some user error right here, but basically I didn't have it tight enough, and I edited it post, but at the start here, I left the nuts a little bit loose. It started vibrating, the cut wasn't even, and it didn't turn out very good. But with a little bit of filing, like literally like 2 minutes of filing, I was able to basically even it out enough to where it doesn't look too bad. I did put rags around here, obviously, to catch some of the metal, and it did fly everywhere, so I'd recommend wearing some glasses or something, just in case. But in all honesty, you should be okay. Now, obviously, those mistakes that I did on this side are fine. It still turned out great, and as long as we can adjust the camber, I really don't care if it's perfect looking, you know. But nonetheless, when we do the other side, we should be able to take kind of what we learned here and apply it over there, so we'll just have to see. I want to go ahead and get this rain ring thingamadoohickey installed on this side, so let's do that now. Now for this, there is no fancy trick. We're just going to try and eyeball it best we can. So I did go ahead and drill the hole right here using my 3-inch bit, and everything lined back up. I did just kind of push my jack back up and kind of finagled it with one hand in place and managed to get the threads lined back up. Now as you can see right here, we do have access to our camber top hat bolts and our dampening valve without having to actually remove the cowl or the strut assembly from the car. So now with all of that back in place, we can tighten back down our sway bar end link. Just kind of jack it up in place so that way it lines up with the hole again and cinch her down nice and good. Now obviously one of the reasons that we did this was for the adjustable camber top hats, and so now we are going to go ahead and adjust these. So as you can see right there, I was able to basically just kind of push the strut tower back and adjust it kind of just ever so slightly, which we're not trying to go crazy. We just want a little bit of front camber so that way we can hopefully tuck our wheels and tires. So we're gonna see kind of how it looks with this real quick, just kind of throwing on the wheel and spot checking. Double check real quick and make sure everything is nice and snug. It looks like it is, so that's good enough for me. Oh yeah, should not have any issues with rubbing now. Oh yeah, that's a nice little tuck. Look at that. In the rear too. Oh, dude, that is killer right there. And these are 245 tires too. That's huge. At least on these cars, it's huge. I know like you American guys with your 305s, 335s are like, that's nothing. Man, compared to this, I do like the flush look, but I'd rather be, you know, tucking if I'm not rubbing. We'll try it out and see how it is. Overall, I'm quite happy with that. Obviously, that's the point of this kit, and yeah. But unfortunately, our rain ring does not clear the outer edge here, so I cannot actually thread on the top. I did reach out to CJM, just kind of let them know the situation, and he is going to basically just revise it, make the threads a little bit longer, because this cowl is a little bit different on the 7.5 GLI versus previous years. With that in mind, we're not going to be able to install the rain rings today. However, we are going to be obviously doing that, and you will, you know, see that at the end of this video. But for now, just kind of move forward with the other side. As per tradition, every install I do takes 2 days. As you guys saw, we did finish drilling out the strut tower holes, both on the driver's side and the passenger side. Earlier, we also did show us adjusting the camber a bit, but I did have to change it a bit more because I actually got the car aligned. And while they did that, they also threw on my new 255/35/18 tires and adjusted the ride height to a level that's actually kind of functional now, so we're not just slammed on our nuts and not able to drive the car. I did take the car to the mountains yesterday, and honestly, it did freaking awesome. So if you guys want to see my review impressions on the coilovers, stay tuned. Obviously, I showed earlier too that the cowl was a bit taller right here, so I wasn't able to actually use the rings that CJM provided. But luckily for us, we just got in the mail a new set of rings that should be a little bit longer and should be able to work correctly with this cowl. So we're gonna wrap up this install and finally install these. So all we're gonna do is take our threaded ring right here, put it through the bottom, take our locking ring, put it on underneath, spin this until it locks in, and just work on threading it through. Now, one other thing I do want to mention real quick that I didn't show in this video is that since this is exposed metal, I would highly encourage that you take some touch-up paint and just kind of coat the exposed metal area with that so that way it doesn't rust. This is something that I'm going to be doing, but I just don't have that paint on standby. You don't necessarily have to use touch-up paint. You can use pretty much anything that's going to cover it from being exposed, but I just want to use touch-up paint that matches the car so that way it at least looks as OEM plus as possible. Now let's do the other side. Grab our little ring down below here and bam, just like that. Man, that looks so much better with those rings now. I mean, it worked before, but like honestly, this just looks a lot cleaner and I'm quite happy. Obviously, we can still adjust our dampening right there and we can still adjust our camber top hats. So yeah, big W. But that is pretty much gonna go ahead and wrap up our install since, you know, I mean, that's basically it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Is this mod worth it in your opinion? I just love those little quality of life improvements that make things less time consuming and make things easier. And that's exactly what this is. So yeah. Anyways, if you guys want to see my impressions of the coilovers and see kind of what I thought, because I did take them to the mountains the other day, subscribe because that's coming very soon. And we got a lot of other goodies that we're gonna be doing to this car, this car, this car, and the other car that's over there. But huge thanks again to CJM, and I will catch you guys in the next video. And obviously, if you guys want to get this kit, my splitter, or the side skirts right there that I have on the GLI, use my links down below or my code Mark7John15. And yeah, anyways, see you guys in the next one.